So here in Vienna, we are completing the third week of the lockdown, and I would like to share a watch out with you. So as companies are getting used to this new reality, not all the actors out there have good intentions. Some companies, some of your competitors may actively plan hostile action against your company. And we are labeling this type of behavior weaponized procurement. So in this video, I'm going to introduce you to this concept of weaponized procurement, and I will discuss a couple of mitigation actions. I am Christian Schuh, and this is Procurement in the Park, in the house. So companies around the world have had now something like 2-3 months to getting used to this new reality of supply chain disruption, of customer markets in lockdown, of supply markets in lockdown. So a lot of the immediate crisis actions are up and running. Companies have their control towers to do all of these things. So even now, you cannot really go into business as usual in this crisis because not everybody out there has good intentions. And here we can look back to the financial crisis of 2008 and what some companies did then. So a couple of relatively well-known companies deployed something that is called weaponized procurement. So what they did is they looked at their supplier portfolio in a very systematic way and started to rank the suppliers by the likelihood of these suppliers going bankrupt. And then they also looked at their competitors, at their key competitors, to evaluate the dependency of their key competitors on these suppliers. And then they would match the competitors and the suppliers that are likely to go bankrupt. And then they would see how easily they could pull away business from these vulnerable suppliers. And if they saw a clear plan to abruptly pull out business from these suppliers and maybe a large number of these suppliers, they would do that, right? And they would do this to destabilize the supply chain of their competitor. So just imagine that if some of your competitors suddenly brings, don't know what, a dozen or 2 dozens of your suppliers at the brink of bankruptcy and you are highly dependent on these suppliers, you will be forced to come up with very quick actions to financially support these suppliers. And in a worst case scenario, this could overwhelm you financially. So there are now a couple of defensive and offensive actions to deal with this. So the defensive actions, of course, start with evaluating who of your suppliers is quite vulnerable to bankruptcy. It would also be identifying who of your competitors is most likely to engage in this type of hostile behavior. Then see which of the vulnerable suppliers has a relatively high business volume with this hostile competitor. And then the best thing to do is take preventive action. So talk to the banks to see how you can financially protect and safeguard these suppliers. If you can also start with mitigation actions by planning how you could pull out business from these suppliers. But in all likelihood, your competitor will target suppliers where you will have difficulties to pull out very quickly. And you could take a page out of Mario Draghi's book. So when he was the head of the European Central Bank and the Eurozone was under attack, he promised to do whatever it takes to rescue the euro. So you could do something similar and make a public statement that you will do whatever it takes to rescue your suppliers. Even a statement like this may deter hostile actions. And of course, you can engage in offensive actions. I do not necessarily recommend that you deploy weaponized procurement, but there are a lot of things that you can do to gain leverage over your hostile competitor. You can acquire critical patents that are crucial for your hostile competitor. You can partner with big suppliers. You can partner with friendly competitors. So there are a lot of creative actions that you can undertake to build up a deterrent that will prevent your competitor from attacking you because you appear so powerful. So if you would like to discuss aspects of weaponized procurement, let me know down below, and I will get back to you within 24 hours. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Bye.